I must say, CLNV may be prepping a very sneaky upside move. Let's go ahead and validate exactly what I mean. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again on this happy Monday. This is ARCa coming at you with a CLNV, technicals, raw price action, and statistical threat of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, guys, real quick, do not fall for the comments in the comments below here on YouTube. Do not fall for those WhatsApp me, for those text me with the phone number and stuff, and I want to trade your account and deposit this money here. And guys, that's not me. Okay, I'm never gonna provide my phone number like that in the comments. I'm a family man here, you guys. Okay, I got kids and a wife to worry about. I am not gonna be posting up my direct information like that. In fact, nobody has it. Okay, you guys, do not fall for those scam artists. They actually are just out to take your money and using my credibility for that. Okay, do not do that. All right, you guys, anyway, let's go ahead and dive right in straight to the statistical side of the analysis. We're looking at CLNV on the 3-day chart right over here, and particular to a back test of volatility versus momentum. I have taken note of every single iteration where volatility has reached that critical volatility zone, which is within the 90 percentile, and started a contraction phase. Okay, so upon that signal being met, I have taken note of the iterations, upside thrust, the duration of the iteration, and the amount of times that volatility versus the momentum profile have guessed the upside correctly versus incorrectly. And the metrics came back with these with this data set here. Okay, so total iterations we have 10 throughout the entire trading history of CLNV on the 3-day chart. Correct iterations guessed were 7 to the upside. Okay, good stuff. That gives us an averaged upside accuracy of 70% with an averaged upside thrust of a massive, unbelievable 4,347% over the span of about 84 days. Okay, since the official firing of that signal, we have actually moved already about 120% to the upside, and it has been 3, 6, 9, 12 guys. It's been like 20 something days already. Okay, so very interesting things here. Okay, so I'm talking about since December, actually it would be December 15th to about wow. So yeah, it's been over a month already. Okay, so it is in play. And what I wanted to mention here is actually particular to the stochastic momentum indicator. We have an aggressive upside in momentum right here, and it is the leading moving average and the shorter term moving average. So that means that the longer moving average from stochastic momentum would essentially start to follow that uptrend, and it actually is already. Okay, so this is very aggressive. Why I am saying it's very sneaky is because the momentum-based RSI is not in accordance with this, but volatility and momentum here on the 3-day chart. I understand that we still have some 16 hours here to close this candle that we're currently on, but it is preparing something very sneaky here. Okay, so I want to touch on the possibilities here. If we did realize that 4,300% to the upside, that would essentially take us to a target of about $1.66, which is just massively unbelievable at this point, since we're so low. We're at 6 cents. Okay, so just know, or 7 cents right now. Just know that that's these are statistical metrics. They are not certainties. We have to take them as such. Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and move on to the next chart here. All right, so this is the rising wedge that we've been riding for quite some time. Okay, the curious thing about this rising wedge is that it is following that very nice sine wave here, but I did notice that, let me go ahead and just dim the the ascending or rising wedge and show you that within the rising wedge, we are in the process of forming another formation, and that is essentially a pennant. Okay, so it is after an upside, and we're forming it now, and it looks like we've already tested that resistance 3 times already, meaning that the 4th time may actually be that true breakout upon our trading rules, which are usually the 4th iteration. Okay, so not only that, it looks like the 4th attempt may be forming on the other formation that we are on a higher term time frame. Okay, so this would be a larger scale pennant that we're looking at, and we have tested 1 time, 2-time, 3-time. We're now coming right back inside again, and we may be breaking out of both of those formations on test number 4, which is usually that true breakout. So in all essence here, we're looking at a tri formation all together within one area of price action. Very complex breakout, which is also signaling a potential confusion over what may happen. Seeing that we have the price action just like the way we do right now, I can see a quick pullback tomorrow to about 659 to about, let's see, 641 potentially, before a continuation to the upside where we may actually start that breakout process, okay, which would in an essence create a bigger upside, okay. Now, particular to the larger pennant, okay, to the larger scale pennant for this, I'm just going to go ahead and light it up for this one here, okay. This larger scale pennant it does have a bullish price objective. So let's go ahead and take that now, okay. So by taking a trend line from the top of the triangle to the lowest point of the price action, being this candle iteration here, we apply it to the supposed area of breakout, and this would essentially take us to where? Right at about 29, near 30 cents. Okay, very interesting price objective per this formation. Let's go ahead and continue on with the analysis, as there is more things of confluence here. Okay, let's move on to this one in particular. I hate this formation, but it is a ridiculously large 3-day cup and handle that we're potentially making here with, and it's actually in a buy formation as well, as it is on a rising wedge. I'm sorry, an ascending broadening wedge, which is essentially this one here on the daily, but I'm just showing it to you on the 3-day here nonetheless. Okay, you guys, so the upside trajectory or price objective for this cup is taken by taking this trend line from the top of the cup to the very lowest point of the cup. We apply it to the handle, and then that is how we get that price objective, and it is suggesting 33 cents, okay, just almost about 34 cents. So now we have an area of about 29 to 34 cents to look at upon the breakout out of these formations, okay. I hate this cup and handle. It doesn't have a good hit rate, but nonetheless, I can't help but to mention the confluence between all of these targets, not to mention the 3.618 golden mean, okay. Very interesting confluence here, okay. So now let's go ahead and revert back to this ascending broadening wedge, as there are time fractals to take into consideration here as well, okay. I know I really don't like fractal analysis, but I can't help but to notice the confluence here either, okay. So from the formation beginning, we can see that we created from that touch of the genesis of the formation to the first wave high, we actually built a 23-day iteration. Okay, so now from wave 1 to wave 2, we're actually looking at a 26-day iteration. From the wave 2 to the supposed wave 3 would essentially be 23 days. So we have 23, 26, 23. Okay, we have a weird little outlier here that would essentially be wave 2 to wave 3, but they're, it's just not all the way up here to test that test number 3. Okay, so if we're going to use that as that consideration, then technically the next 26-day fractal would start at this candle here, suggesting that the 26-day iteration to complete the 23, 26, 23, 26 would essentially land at about January 31st. And at what target would that be? Let's just go ahead and take that, the upside from this right here. You can see that upon the break of this, we're crossing right at the 33-cent zone again. My goodness, to test that test number 3. So potentially right up here, we can see that official test number 3 of the resistance. Okay, so very interesting things that we're looking at here. The pullback that I'm looking at is also in accordance here with the SMA 10, landing at about that 664 before a bounce. Okay, you guys, another area to look out for. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the last part of the analysis. This is going to be the RSI, where I'm telling you that we do not have correlation here. Okay, so the 30-minute is suggesting the downside as well as the bi-hourly and the 6-hour, okay? Downside from the daily as well. The curious thing here is that we're looking at potential consolidation on the bi-daily and 3-day. The 5-day is suggesting a very limited downside as well, which is very curious. The weekly still suggesting a limited downside, and the bi-weekly still suggesting some sideways action, this is why I'm saying it's a very sneaky play what's happening here, because the direct momentum that we're looking at for the immediate short time frame, or the short-term time frame, is suggesting some downside, which absolutely has everything to do with let me just load up some EMA 7 here as well, which absolutely has some confluence here with that 30-day exponential moving average. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys an overall range for us to look at for accumulation before that upside continuation. Okay, that's going to be at about that 602, so 0602 to about the SMA 10 at about 0666. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and not be superstitious, but I'm going to go ahead and just adjust that to 0670. Screw the crap. Okay, so all right, you guys, so this is essentially what I'm looking at for CLNV. If you feel like charting alongside me while we look at these videos on a daily basis, go ahead and refer to the link for TradingView in the description below, as you will see the affiliate link there, and that would absolutely help my trading future out. Okay, you guys, so with that said, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.